Hello everyone, this is Simon, your host for the Modern Awakened Perspective, your map for the path to enlightenment. And today's video is probably not going to be that long. I've just got a few short stories to mention. The first one is about a newly elected and sworn in Congresswoman. Basically, her name is Rasheda Talib. Kind of hard for me to pronounce. I gotta check out my paper to make sure I don't get it wrong. I want to make sure I pronounce these names correctly if possible. Basically, there was another elected official in Florida named Annabelle Lima Taub, and she had said some remarks about the new Congresswoman. And of course, the new Congresswoman is Muslim, and so some Muslim advocacy groups had basically caused an uproar, saying that they demanded she be fired, or at least an apology or something like that. And this woman from Florida, the commissioner down there near Fort Lauderdale, I believe it was, said she had no intention of apologizing, or definitely not resigning. And I really have no sympathy for the new Congresswoman. She's the same one who immediately after being sworn in screamed, "We're going to impeach the motherfucker," talking about Trump. So, what goes around comes around. She's over there talking crap about somebody that was, duly elected and by a large margin. So she shouldn't have anything to say if somebody comes in and talks a little crap about her. I mean, you can't have it both ways. That kind of stuff drives me crazy myself. So, my applause to the commissioner down there that said she has no intention of apologizing or resigning. Why should she? She has a right to free speech just as much as anyone else, right? Okay, the second story I have here is about another newly elected Congresswoman, one that's been in the news quite a bit. Alexandria OcasioCortez, I think is her name. A lot of hyphenated names here in today's news, so try not to get these wrong. Basically, she had her first speech on the floor, and she took the opportunity to disparage Trump. In her very first speech, she had started attacking Trump. Surprise, surprise, right? Well, she was saying that, the shutdown had nothing to do with the wall, and that it was basically Trump throwing a tantrum, just trying to make sure he gets his way. Again, there's just ridiculousness to this story. I mean, isn't she the same one who, in an interview recently, didn't even know what the three branches of the government are? But yet now she's learned so much in the last week or two that she knows that what Trump is doing and making the stink about the wall about is something totally different than what he's saying. Who is she to question the President of the United States? This is really ridiculous to me. These people, I don't know who elected these people. I don't understand why they're even there. Number one, they're not qualified if they don't even know what the branches of the government are, and then they're going to take their opportunity, and they're just going to disparage our president, the one that was duly elected. And if you saw all the rallies and stuff, there was just tremendous amounts of people in the building and outside the building that couldn't get in. So that shows you how popular he really is. And this lady needs to just stick to dancing. She's obviously better at dancing than she is at understanding how government works. So thanks again to whoever elected her in there. Jeez. Next we got another story about the government and Trump. Evidently, he'd signed the Government Employee Fair Treatment Act and signed that in to make that official. Now, that ensures that government workers will receive back pay for the time of the shutdown. So that's, a good thing. And I, for one, really appreciate that, because it sounds like it's going to do what it actually is meant to do. If you remember in the previous acts signed into law, like the Patriot Act and the Affordable Care Act, they actually did nothing like what they were supposed to do, or at least what the title implies. I'm sure they did what they were intended to do. It's just that they were using those titles to sneak it past the American public, who weren't really paying attention. Oh, it sounds like a good thing, but if you were to really look into it, it's really going to have a detrimental effect on the people, on the economy, on our freedoms. So at least this particular act is, does what it says, and it should do what it intends to do. Thank God. I'm tired of all the doublespeak and ridiculousness going on in that area of government. Sticking with Trump and the area of the White House, there was a 21-year-old man from Atlanta arrested through undercover sting or whatever, and he was trying to get a bunch of weapons, including like a anti-tank rocket, so he could blow a hole in the White House and go in and kill as many people as possible. They wanted to, he wanted to get a team together, blow a hole in the White House, and let everybody stream in there and start, killing people. Basically, he was willing to sacrifice himself and be a martyr for what they call jihad. And, I'm thank God he didn't, get close to, fulfilling his mission, And, again, this was another Muslim man, Islamic man, Muslim. I'm not saying all Muslims are bad. I don't want people to get that, misconstrued by what I'm saying. But the extremists from any religion or anything, extremism is dangerous in any way, no matter who you are, on what level you lean. If you go to the extreme, you're probably a little dangerous. And, there's really, no sympathy for me from those people at all. Thank God he got caught, basically, is what I'm saying. And like I said, I don't think all of them are bad, but the extremes are dangerous, and particularly those from this particular kind of extreme religion, because basically their religion dictates that the best thing you can do to contribute to their cause is to kill yourself and kill others. What kind of a ridiculous religion is that, where basically, you can contribute to their cause by killing people, and that's the best thing you can do, and there's going to be a huge reward waiting for you when you do it? I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me. Not at all. Again, these are just my views. This is my perspective, the modern awakened perspective. If you don't agree, if you do agree, feel free to give me a thumbs up or thumbs down. Please comment. If you do like this kind of content, like and subscribe, so that more people can find this channel on YouTube and I can get the message out. Again, thank you for your time. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.